Yeah, Damina was a brass here to and common so and say, my main cow say, I Mpensenpensemu Badwam on Adom TV, multi TV, so a brass said this and common, a bro. Michelle, the half pledge, and sure, so over to me, I page out so quickly, so we are for near, and to me, I am a proud Halfonian. Michelle Bosse, the Abema Halfo in Kunimdi, and Munyam in Puntu, and Kanko, Timiabaono, and Nona Medi Hujuma. So be a proud Halfonian, to me, Alexibwam, me, now the dear Asoso, a Duchuam, Sa Papa B, Kenya say ma Papa B, a Chinswa Hima Papa B, Fasoso, me Yakubu Chipsa, me Alisco P, me Anapua FM4, just add your name, me Yamfo Hene, the House of Chief President. Now the Asoso say, Obershesa from Puntu in the Kanko, and in the ED, bit me Dimu Amao, a bar, then a subset of a Ghana, Afo, Yanswaboma Ghana, Timmy. I the imagine under the able leadership of George Boachi. And the for George Boachi, there's this car fly over a free region him. Well, do I risk to a year what this year. I'll make time tomorrow and talk about it under your watch. So and yet until you have to be careful about it and act immediately. So casa a friend ya o shame no. I think they say who say oh man for the donors no. They stand a chance of, you know, Timiso Minister George Boachi, Oya Juma, but more Juma into me in we payo. Now, MP say, from Bano to Frida to Bobie to Dr. Benjamin to the almighty Wisdom Port Alaji Collins Dauda, our flag bearer presidential hopeful, Eric Opoku, Michelle Bibia, Wahafo, a formidable team like that, our region. It's so impressive. Especially with the potential flag bearer and a president in that region, for Ira Eric Opoku. We are proud of you. Well, in Ampofo-Adjei, once a footballer of a university team, always a footballer. Nti Ampofo-Adjei. Honorable, na to abana yebisa the question there was no problem be well. I think say bibia is smooth mami nti say me hu de nti amekwa akwa chinchin bia o wan ne Ghana for hwe ha me ba bibia nam ne kwa so bibia e kama nti me ne bi de bibia the honorable with the confidence and with swag ojimudi kekedi no even monitoring about kwa we dey near to baby hey na MPC right me ko smooth say dia e problem ni bibia ono abana ye to no amanfo post for the handcuff gu bi nsa bubo bi asum no ono no gina ho ana ye to aba no no ka che camera for nyina said well problem be there so wa wo hwe oni tua ti me de nya aba na ye be to any problem we no ma so money tua ampa so hwe oni go a they said nam ne kwa so na make say we o te odi isi we miemi aso say ya o wakwa Collins and Nova Commerce and this Samuel Afija Kwabri North Obumudodo no Jimudi too much and it's beautiful. So when that akukudono catches oh bibi anko so said the nipa pen on be at the end of the day. It's important other people I was shocked because the union be no my father World Cup now relaxing my Michelle, so. And the train we are the constituency. Very relaxed, very smooth process. One day go smooth, move. Very smooth. In fact, I started from the polling station. One day go smooth, move now. Very smooth. Very smooth. It's because you move beyond opportunity. Yeah. Wow. In fact, constituency executive elections will be your picking form beyond. No disqualification. My problem no me baba. We have na me hu akoto percentage, me hu baumia percentage, me hu Alan Chimati percentage. Omo which is say no see another part of the policy. Say you feel the candidates are obia in movement. So omo no me electoral college for that election. Omo ine. The be also ya make say elections is a process. Okay. And events. Okay. Into what train events now. Because no china say. Into no by the time manifestation ever ban. What came? Na they also see that many Adom kote ya no mo na
Watena sikom no si bibia okay.
Asi bibia okay.
Adwuma I saw here no.
Yeah, we
and the Biazwan can say there is two things I've always come to appreciate. There is this notion that delegates in India. It is never true.
Yeah, that's true.
It is never true. Omahini say why you adwuma? That's what small year you can go to sleep. Because they nipa and the same yardstick on the measure no. They use the same yardstick to measure you, but in PMP, you know, you need too many year. Now you abandon. Baby, if you buy, you know. That is how come you see some agitations, no. But when you were year, you can be very comfortable.
So it's possible. So
we're
comfortable, no relaxing.
And then the second aspect is when there are bigger stakes at the top, especially in the presidential primaries. Everybody who wants to be relevant also gets involved because the delegates, we don't even form 10% of the total delegates.
That's true.
Unfortunately, we focus on so. But the real people who matter,
Polling station,
especially in my party, because my minimum wants to say, a branch executives no.
O grepo mo.
Inti no say your campaign. Now we share constituency for open flag bearer ready. Now we share constituency for 10, 20. No more budgets, no more we need
because form
because the first one near thousands, we 100. So among the Cambo, no more say 1 year ne wo kwa. Oda utumida.
Okay, so still maintain what is Wakasano, the National Youth Organizer for the NDC. Pablo na di Pablo na. If I call from Rankasa or from ho. Until the great Pablo. I'm saying, na Pablo is the great Kumasi. Pablo is it will be a Pablo.
They come I mean share with you for.
Mama Ghana
but then
Crossroads lecture and there are a lot of issues about
but the Crossroads brought to bear very important in Nema Air Crossroads.
There's an objection to the theme Ghana at Crossroads.
No, but on my today. Wow, because say ye Crossroads be now on Ghana ye. When the president admits at the May Day lecture say Kruma Ede and that the economy will bounce back. It is an admission that we are at a crossroads. And Udu Crossroads, it is the destination now will be choose, you know. And they be decided whether you will recover
or you can't
fail. And baby, I'm a and many well-meaning Ghanaians who be some say, do you see any positive outlook with the current managers of the economy? It looks very bleak, and I'll tell you why. In every institution, say if the institution is not doing well, you need a revamp of that institution. So what's now show you so after 5 years, 6 years, now listenership coughing drastically, and the show is scoring the worst records ever in the history.
There's a problem.
Management will have to look at what your show host. In the history of this country, even under the military rules, you see outlook in terms of our economy. Rating agencies now my NC. This is the worst performing time to be a Ghanaian Minister of Finance. Also, our currency is the worst performing in Africa. Our economy, COVID affects our Africa, but our economy is the worst performing. Our currency is the worst performing. Outlook. This is on the economy. Clearly, something is not right. Even morale at the ministries is at an all-time low. It's, when you find yourself in a state like this, one of the first things you do is that you reshuffle.
Okay.
What if I say, can you to me Pamono? You are permanent the Abusiama. That is why we speak against nepotism. But the first thing you do, and they say, now they need for Abahonomo. And in doing so, even ministry now, it boosts morale and confidence. 2, development partners. I was in Washington 3-4 weeks ago. We met a group of young Ghanaian investors. Omo raising funds through on the international market to do other businesses around the world. The mere fact that Ghana ding dong with Dean Sono is affecting their brand.
That mere fact.
Yes. And you can ask anybody or what affiliations on Wall Street is on your man. So hedge fund, boys, young guys now, raising the can in your money. Find out from them. The mere fact that Ghana ding dong with Dean Sono, it affects their brand. When they go onto the market to borrow, because they are Ghanaians, and as Economy finds its way into Ghana, no, the world is not comfortable. I just state to individuals, so how much more the state? But at that, Obesa Finance Minister, no, when there are changes in government, the international donors and the international partners, no, I relax because they want to see, and I say, even a name, you appointed CEO for the name, the personality, and the brand of that person. Look at what it does for stocks around the world. It is the same for economies anywhere in this world. So if after 5 years, 6 years, your finance minister has failed woefully, and you believe, sir, you will still keep him there, then your economy will suffer. In the last 2-3 years, the worst performance for any government under the Fourth Republic has been scored by this government.
And you factor in the major casualties are contributing to that performance.
The major casualties, COVID, Ghana and a boy, I don't know, Kokosichiere, Ghana and Ambo Africa, and Kenya, why are our neighbors, Cote d'Ivoire, doing better than us? Why are our neighbors, Togo, doing better than us? Why are they neighbors, Benin, better than us? Even war-torn Burkina, our military rule, why are they doing better than us? Landmark countries, Omunipu. Now we be Ghana. Why are they doing better than us? So we cannot use COVID. Neither can we use, you can't say, Ukraine war as the basis for the failure of this economy. Mind you, the country director for the World Bank came to even tell us as far back as 2019, our economy is dipping. It has been mismanaged. A group of MPs from their party, a co-chair president, because they had met in parliament and admitted, say no, the finance minister must be changed. So they admit, he will not be bold enough to admit it because
he's not privy to that.
Oh, they say the MPs from all parliaments, or more MPs, went to meet the president, say, and the discussion was to tell him, say, when they were having difficulties with E-Levy in Yamano. I guess when they got the conversation that ensued, the president started Kasa and because right from the word go, the president was like, if not for the young man Ken, our economy.
But publicly he said that.
And I'm saying, if not, this is a man that has run this country down. Okay? In 2018, on this your set, Ghana's biggest problem in the financial sector, and I gave my reasons. One, on your public finance experts. To run private finance, and the public for two different entities. Two, made your call Supreme Court on an issue of conflict of interest. The Supreme Court did Ghana a big disservice when they returned our verdict on conflict of interest. We're almost defining lines now because this is a government that only borrows. And you know why? Anytime they borrow, people profit from the borrowing because their companies are at the forefront of it. Conflict of interest situations. But the Supreme Court declined that invitation to give a proper interpretation on the issues of conflict of interest. We would have remedied the situation. And when we continue on, Ken was made minister in 2017. In 2017, on this set, go back and look at your videos. Some of us started saying, Ken will fail. Ken will fail because that businessman, you don't make a businessman like Ken Uforiata. His whole life has been in private sector finance. They say, Tom Bonds, your finance minister, you will fail. And that is where we are. Okay? This government has had access to more funding than any other government in our history. More resources. It is only this government. A stabilization fund, Jessica to Mama. Sinking fund, Jessica. They met resources. Our successive governments under the Fourth Republic in our 30 years, COVID alone gave this government 30 billion. That's the kind of way. COVID. 30 billion on the Tongan, but I can list it all for you.
So in the midst of the challenge we are seeing, any if France ne buy a boy.
I'll go France, maybe.
I'm a different.
Paris, in
fact, we need to promote our artists.
Yeah, I hear that was big. And to the promoters, but see, to the promoters, I've heard. I mean, when Crawford be France, to the promoters, artists. Kudos to them. I hear that was a big
if I mean, free entertainment world that but because share a no.
Yeah, I hear it was a big show. I hear the story.
But with you, in the midst of challenges, the difficulties, but in France, a lot of price hikes. If I come catch was I did with 10 euro, so price like 23 euro. You say, sir, but friends in Germany who also heard some about France, they were telling me that these are additional information, petrol, rent, and all those things. No, a shoot up. Omo challenge they say, "Neoma na shoot up." No, aban so asa fa kwan bi so a also omase kakra. So that's why they want us to come and talk about that. Ampa neoma bo okostro. Aban kro no also na so afa kwan hodo bi so a ode bo omo. Nti who presented at the end raw sa ma it say the aban we there ohun the ekoso kra na and the ekoso enya dia e biasa na amana ihu kakra
is it obahene o ka say o ze enema bo ekoso we admit say COVID nobody and no NDC communicator or even the former president did not admit say COVID brought challenges. I was with the former president at Harvard. He made an honest admission about COVID and its challenges about Africa, so and he even called for greater support for Africa. But in the midst of COVID, we're introducing COVID tax. Agreed, because we need to recover. But why E-Levy? Because you see, because you've not given us any space and buffer, support. Prices around the world are escalating. So governments around the world are not introducing new taxes. Rather, no. Almost citizens no some comforts. ESLA was supposed to have been for 5 years, and then my mortgage ESLA to 2035.
Okay, you know, yeah. On
the election, that's right. You did do a few back. It's already the success.
That's true. Good. Mefa Akonya and I congratulate the newly elected constituency. If we check my for
what's the cure votes? What's the cure the votes into 2020?
The youth organizer elect.
Who is the youth organizer elect?
I don't know.
Over the weekend, a week, you wait them
no problem.
Doug Howard Mills.
Yeah,
make join name and national chairman 2020 running mates. I mean, it was. Is he a young man at 31?
Yeah.
Medical doctor, was specialized here at the peak of his career. Firstborn to the family. And yesterday, I don't know the young man in person, but tribute after tribute. And you could tell the kind of young man I know here. I'm quite sorry, but the church did very well. Now, I'm sorry, now, I saw the mother and I saw the father. And it came, the kind of trip. It's a difficult time. It's something I don't wish for any parents. A very difficult time. What baby will be a bonfire, you will be
yeah.
With them, you're sorry.
No problem, I think so. Timachia, my constituency for a year. Am I here? Also, Ghana is away. Ghana do him.
Crossroad. Ejina kwantana ye huzi ever benkum anazi ever
the treat them na I don't know how
kwantana me my example o say wo man hene o ye host na so ratings e ba from one e den na say management ye yes sir o man hene before Obebano, no Obitia. Yes, sir. Somebody was a host.
Yeah.
The Pacone performance in tea. And you don't buy
it.
And to buy your own yard, the management to take a decision. Why not then the Bible replace you?
And he may go for 4 months.
Oh, my enemy boost out question. Me say, Obi no how, no bit on yard, you don't buy. Say, yes, on yard, management take a decision. Why you ever call for number? So much time.
And your Bibians and not your Tiano, not on yard. Maybe you're not or step ahead
on my different area.
I don't know.
Example, they man and nature say.
I don't know. On person be you are.
On my winning, they be an another catch yourself. NDC. On my biggest problem is the Maba Bemuda. Their biggest challenge. Okay? EIU reported by I'm so NDC will win. But not with your mama.
I never said no.
Oh, you're ready.
But it never said no.
Also with a new face.
They didn't say.
They're only the course or crossroad. No. They find the packaging.
The course.
You find the packaging. Oh, they say you find the packaging. You are trying to create a new His Excellency John Mahama. That's the problem they have now. And so much me create a new image for the man. Am I gonna for confidence when we say he is coming as a new person? It's from a neko, sir. Speeches way and no book. It's a way of just creating a new John Mahama for us, but we know him. Oh my, we see we know him. Me can say can of on a public finance person. Oh my, yes, I'm okay. Oh my, it's me.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm okay.
Yeah.
Oh my, time I never say take me.
Yes.
So a public servant, public finance person. But you go find go on. Or second, any public finance person, no problem. More public finance person they buy no. Economy go here. Policy economic credibility. You have to go to the IMF. This is the same group of people and no more catch some babako. And I'm saying so that is the problem in this war.
Lessons learned.
Which lessons? Lessons with the same group of people. And not especially John Mahama say Oba, E-Levy, Oba Council. The publisher. The promises of making here. They promised one-time premium payment for NHIS.
Under a different leadership.
Different leadership.
That's the late.
I'll bring you the hands up. I'll bring you the hands up. When His Excellency John Dramani Mahama was arguing against the communication service tax, he was arguing and saying, Oba Council. Fortunately,
2007.
he became a vice president. What happened? They even expanded it.
They gave reasons.
Sir. They gave reasons. Sir, no matter my reasons when they come back to power. And the point is that what is your credibility? What is your track record?
They have fought this E-Levy in parliament too. They are in court today.
CST, no man fight it. The CST, they didn't fight. That one they didn't fight. I am saying, that is the group of what they are doing to His Excellency, and I like him. A package. They are trying to create a different His Excellency John Mahama.
When you turn it around, we have a president who gave the latest assurance of the sugar factory as in April. That's Nana Danko.
Thank you. And the person will be replacing Nanado. What is the track record? I don't
be family.
Oh, we must say. Who say Nanado see April? Yes, sir. The person will be seeing Nanado at 9. Almost CST, no cancel. That is the record. That is this record. And I'm not anyway.
So inference.
Or say they promised 10% of oil revenue to develop Western region. What Western region?
And no, I'm quite sorry.
And they go see saying. So I'm trying to tell you, said the person telling us that we are at a crossroad, no, and trying to create the impression, say he has the capacity to turn the country around. This is his track record. Then in the statement, over 23 or something pages or 30 something pages. Not a single policy alternative came from him.
Not true.
Debbie.
That's not true. Okay. He was busy over the weekend or elections.
What did you want to hear?
He should tell us something different. Open a form manifesto issue about corruption. Okay, someone can answer. He's been saying this thing for the past 8 years. That's the point I'm making. When we were coming into power in 2016, we said something that made it be mad. One said that 1D, 1F, maybe mad. You can't say it. He should tell me any new thing. One that His Excellency John Mahama mentioned during his speech.
No reinvention, but probably maybe a tweaky mudiano. No, I'm saying that no reinvention. No, because of corruption.
He has told us that before. That's the point I'm making. Before the 2016 election, he told us. Before the 2012 election, he told us that he will fight corruption. What is his record? That's the point I'm making. So if today Uber now by speech, now when I come, I'll fight corruption. I will ask you, what is your record? That is the point I'm making. It's a crossroads now. Can they say a packaging? They are trying to create a new John Mahama in our minds, but we know him. He's the same Dumso man. We know him. He's the same person who took us to IMF for the lack of credibility. We know him. We know him. He has not changed. He's the same man. He's the same man. Don't you say accusation about where you say is that the alternative now? No, is Yansaki a finance minister? Is that his alternative? If we should sack our finance minister, is that Mr. John Mahama's alternative? Is that the alternative? That is the point I'm making, my brother. As for speeches there, fantastic. He's good at speeches. He stands well. He speaks well. Accents. That's what I'm saying. Their biggest problem is that they have to make sure they repackage him in our minds differently. That's what they are doing. And for my neck, he will start talking. Ghanaians will keep reminding him of this. Of his failed promises. We'll keep reminding him. Me reading the statement, or saying cut expenditure. Is that his alternative?
Well, a very good alternative.
Are we not doing it now? Is it not being done now? I'm saying, you don't get the point I'm making. President say, now go. He should demonstrate something different. We know him. We know him as we're the assemblyman, we're the MP, we're the vice president, we're the president. We know him. He should come out with some fresh ideas. And he will say, yes, a minor money bioma, we know so we are safe. But the same issue about when I come and fight corruption, he said it so many thousand times. What is his record on corruption?
See.
That's the point I'm making.
Okay, so
a very quick one. A quick rebuttal to the issue of corruption.
Yeah.
Offer Corruption Perception Index.
Yeah.
Now compare 2013 when President Mahama was president to 2016 at the time I was leaving. President Mahama's worst between 2013 to 2016. Akufo-Adjei to me scored that. Between 2017 to 2022, Akufo-Adjei to me scored that. President Mahama's record on corruption, you cannot compare that of Akufo-Adjei to. President Mahama is the only president, sitting president, with me prosecuting a member of his party, a sitting member of parliament from his party. And Abu Gapele is a clear example. President Mahama time, and a lot of the reforms in corruption. There was a bill that was passed on corruption. Also, even the legal framework in place and between there and repair the damages that the banks had caused. All those legal frameworks were passed by President Mahama to check and fight corruption. Into President Mahama's record on corruption, Akufo-Adjei on the taillight, and international way in Ghana. When it comes to Ghana, you didn't send them bastardizing institutions. You didn't send them bastardizing state institutions. But clearly, President Mahama's record on corruption, they cannot even compare.
This style of
on the issue of alternatives.
Alternatives, yeah.
We are currently faced with a problem. The problem is that our economy has taken a nosedive.
As a result of
mismanagement. As a result of mismanagement.
Yeah.
Master, 2019 was when we saw the decline in the economy. Not COVID.
What is the alternative?
Maybe the first, the change in management. in any organization at AFL, it is the beginning of success. You cannot use the same people who have run the thing down and keep them in place and assume say changes will come. Morale, when morale is low in any organization, these are basic organizational management skills. You will not get the best out of the people.
What is the alternative?
But you think changing is not an alternative?
What alternative? You can't, His Excellency John Mahama alternative.
But isn't it President Mahama that suggested this?
Now it's alternative. No alternative to one say yes, okay, and then new alternative. That's what I want to understand.
That's a suggestion.
Maybe two. You see, there is a problem facing the economy. How do you fix the economy and get it back on track? Osain proposal say we should appoint one of the renowned Ghanaian economists to lead the economic management team. That statement alone, around the world, the confidence it will bring, all policy credibility. Where is the credibility of this government? You can, you see, IMF, there's a matter of time.
You don't wish that we go to IMF.
Nobody wishes us to go back where we are now. That's the kind of thing now. It's in our capacity E-Levy.
E-Levy
4.5 billion. When you are losing 12 billion annually through corruption.
Who said so?
If it's not gaslighting.
That's not true.
But the auditors did not report.
No, you say that. He never said that for a year. It's for a period. Don't say so.
The period of 18 billion.
No.
For the year 2021, 12 billion.
Pablo.
Pablo. Yes, me too.
And two Trinimusa.
12 billion, no.
The unimpa unim dia nyamedia dum.
It's 12 billion
anti muminti. Wandarumti. Say okasi yako fesika to atwene. The breakdown of infractions. More technical about these auditing aspects. They will explain to you that infractions necessarily does not mean say obia fesika should butuma
ko. The leakage in the system.
We can fight it. We need to fight it.
The loopholes must be plugged.
Period.
This government must be more prudent.
He must be held responsible and accountable.
And he should start prosecuting.
I support that.
Now, yes, sir, charging.
I support that.
Auditor General saying sir charging. Godfrey Dami should be wasting his time on surcharging appointees so that we can retrieve Sika. Yes, Yeah, the 3-4 regional quarter. They should give us a forensic audit on COVID funds. 30 billion. It is enough to transform any economy. That is how much money are COVID at the brain. We need an audit, forensic audit on COVID. Now, and you see, restoring confidence, I'll say credibility. Today, government cannot borrow on any markets. And
it's not attractive.
The NDC government under John Mahama never got here. Together. Oma compromise almost all state institutions, so state institutions sing their praise. Oma than the local champions. But in the international market, nobody respects Ghana. Today, Ghana is at an all-time low. So the last 2 months, international market, what was the verdict that was returned? We are not talking policy credibility, but it is worse than when we even went to the IMF. So they can continue there. Okay,
so
but reality, they have failed.
Ghana
drops 30 places in World Press.
No, we can talk about it. Yeah, we can say one kind of alternative. His Excellency John Mahama's alternative. What can start for like 5 minutes? Man, take alternative beer.
You refuse to
bring anything different. And that is the problem I'm over.
You refuse to hear.
And I mean, you can say, I see in your 3 oil wells.
Yeah, but that is the truth.
And then the oil, hey, Ghana, I don't know. And then the argument. President Kufuor discovered oil. You know, I'm saying I don't know. And then the argument. God bless President Kufuor.
President Kufuor left us one.
Please. One look for the bad. I'm saying I don't know. And then the argument.
The two can home.
I say, it's essentially I say, a 24 hours working.
24-hour
economy.
Yeah. It's in our manifesto.
To what I say. I'm sure I say going forward, you may interrogate you. 24 hours say, You better 24 hours. Ministries, you better 24 hours.
No.
I'm going to break down, but it's all chassis.
It's in the manifesto. I can easily educate him on the 24-hour economy. When we propose the 24-hour economy in our 2020 manifesto, the idea is private sector. When we were in government, we took pharmaceutical companies. And then because they were importing so much, it affects our currency. So government gave them support. So that most of the key drugs that we import at the border, they can produce them here. And also look for markets outside the Ghanaian economy for them because they enjoy and they're essential drugs. If you support manufacturing. Now with the scale remu, and everyone said, I don't want to mention any pharmaceutical company because of ethical reasons. But if one big pharmaceutical company, everyone's up a pharmaceutical company, say, I buy any money that needed support, not me imported the necessary equipment, sir. I can run 3 shifts. I can produce for the local markets. So everyone's a shift 1 for local markets. Shift 2 can be for the West African market. Then maybe shift 3 for the international or outside market. And in doing so, we will use our embassies and our trade attaches in the various embassies to establish contacts for the businesses. And in doing so, we can expand. 2, rice. Rice is an international staple around the world. Yeah, rice is a producer of Ghana. No? And that is what we're doing. We're giving rice, it's starting rice mills across the country so that we can market it and brand it well. Even Gary. So if industry is working now, as for the ministries, and once there is more trade activities ongoing, the Ministry of Trade will get busy. So they can even do 2 shifts.
Okay.
So when we say that we intend to create a 24-hour economy, all we are saying is that we can put money into the respective industries, support them, and then expand.
24-hour now, chassis.
No, it was just an example. It was just an example. 24-hour economy.
So you see, you might be tempted to doubt him, not knowing he knows what's best for you.
Industries run.
By the way, a lot of text messages about baby and I'm casting with them as multimedia my drink by Edamasi Pai. My main cast wanted a high new dean come big so. The name for Collins at the comments I'll call a Fijakwa North on the year Mirashibi Junior Homa Adeshia a Wohonum or NPP tickets. So still hashtag still maintain because I still maintain a new mapa in our Brasia in accessibility. And into the DBA, they recommend the one say still maintain George Opariado as the national youth organizer for the biggest opposition, NDC.
The party waiting to come into government in 2024.
In waiting.
We are the next government in 2025.
The next government 2025.
No bagawaya.
Under the able leadership of
His Excellency
John Dramani Mahama.
No bagawaya. Yeah, but you new BM pressure.
Unu obia.
You new BM. Now we no more.
It will catch in training. You new
BM pressure. You new BM.
Alternative no way.
Alternative. Ya mu ye we.
We change alternative.
I'm why there you cannot cry.
24 year 24 year.
No, but an economy that runs 24 hours, it's very important, very useful. The soldiers now they are.
I'll give you an example.
Which means that it will thrive on the private sector, factories.
Yes, clearly still.
Factories we see your manifesto. You say, "Oh my baby."
There be more than about tricky. One factory. They started it because the Tobincos, they were revamping them. They were supporting them. They were really pushing back.
We didn't make noise. But the kind of rice mills are helping me establish even poultry farm. Support anymore. No, we were not giving fanciful names.
No, I'm saying.
But we did things.
It will thrive on the private sector.
Of course.
Certainly.
But if you have a government that introduces me back, if you have a government that introduces Bola project and the Akati and the Dako farms and the Fun farms and the all
Dako farms,
all push. No, me say
Dako farms
partnership.
But you know the Bola project.
Me say Dako farms.
You know government injection in terms of support, in terms of Dako farms, when the boiler project came up.
Patrol, take your time. Dako farms, when we came, it was almost dead. Then the one under 1D1F and the president I could be that. What are you talking about?
About 1D1F.
I didn't have the pictures.
No,
I didn't have the pictures.
Collins.
No.
Why
was part of the process that we visited in Fum farms, Akati farms, Dako farms, and other farms.
And then
with the installation,
and then the impact in our Dako farms was zero.
The NDC believes that so we're not giving names. The industries are established.
Going forward.
We didn't make noise about them. But on my industries are holding that. One district, one factory. Factory are
going forward.
No more.
Yeah, closer to the election. The paper analysis.
Don't worry, we'll be waiting for you.
Alternatives.
We'll be waiting.
Me say you read Mahama Kasa just 2 days ago. The page is about 38. Tell me any new thing he mentioned. Tell me.
About the big push was mentioned.
Mentioned
big push.
Big push.
And then he made reference to it.
It's not new.
What is not new?
Big push was in your manifesto.
Yeah, but
yes, but that's the manifesto. By seeing government, did the manifesto come to work?
You're not getting the point.
No, I'm saying that's what is pushing.
The big push.
Yeah.
Or about 2020.
Yo.
It was rejected.
It was not rejected.
By the point I'm making. Yeah, I'm afraid it was a stolen verdict.
When you have verdict, now it was rejected.
Disagreement with the results.
Exactly.
The court Supreme Court. You say same kind of money.
Oh.
Forget about that.
Why didn't you put J. Mensah in the box to give an account of a stewardship? Why didn't you put J. Mensah in the box to give account of a
stewardship? Are you a lawyer? Is it by force to put somebody in the box?
And I'm saying, why didn't you put her in the box? Why didn't the court allow her to answer the interrogatory?
What are you talking about?
When you get support from the bench, you can't sound like this.
Okay,
going forward, the about the interrogatory alternatives, no. Also, E-Levy, what's the E-Levy? You cancel it. Okay. What is your record of cancellation?
We have two options.
I drop. You have not demonstrated anything to show say you guys are ready for power.
The free SHS.
You have not demonstrated anything to show us.
Dropping your freedom, when you're comfortable. What's that the questions? No answer.
It's part of the.
So topic 2.
Ghana has dropped 30 places on the 2022 World Press.
Attempt 1 out of 10.
So, Mama, politics now, we offices. Any beautiful like this. We have to disagree and agree. It's not to fight. It's beautiful. Because we are becoming too much of a sharply divided country. It's dangerous for us. No matter your yes, it's not good for us. So, Obi NDC near or any party say we Ghana ni, Obi NPP near. Na tolerate. Yeah, no problem with it. Yeah, a problem.
But NDC before that, NDC for NDC.
Some way somehow.
NDC before Subayo. Because when NDC, we are very liberal. We are Job, yeah. But anyway, Ghana has dropped 30 places on the World Press Freedom Ranking.
Yes, attempt one question, and then I'll also answer two.
It is not just on press freedom. Yeah, international outlook under Akufo-Adjei is the worst under the Fourth Republic. Corruption, worse. Finance and economy, worse. Press freedom, worse. This is the president that you catch and say, oh, you're a freedom fighter. This is the president that catch and say, oh, a human rights advocate. Every indicator out of Ghana. What the Ghana there, media commissioning, BBI, but the international community, and you see, we are a global village. Into Obia Tibi, and Obia Hudi Ekoso. Under President Akufo-Adjei, journalists have been brutalized than under any other president. We military rule now. Under the Fourth Republic, you have 5 presidents, and President Rawlings, President Kufuor, President Mills, President Mahama, and President Akufo-Adjei. His record is even worse than President Rawlings under the Fourth Republic, Minka PNDC and AFRC. His press freedom record, his record of brutalizing his political opponents, dissenting views, is worse than any other president. This is a president what this year 8 on 7th December, Nipa 8 now said it you come on. Nobody knows the party they voted for. Nobody knows. On not a single occasion and a president akasa where could be what on namunkra no mo the families between two and amumpo say okutiomo on tweeting po on the hand of simple say oh he's sorry and Ghana mourns with these people who citizens so ma small earthquake be NC war Comoros about treaty. That is the level of irresponsibility our president has exhibited towards Ghanaians. Media for you brutalize your man under this government. Press freedom and yaketeli. And ye huna. Today, people who found their voices when President Mahama was president are all afraid to talk. Because the way I tears you so any Jimmy they do no, that is what has reflected. Even Burkina Faso is doing better under press freedom than Ghana. Burkina Faso, many workers say, soldier buying any this know they are doing better than Ghana. And these things affect investor confidence. It's the economic problems now you face, you know. Reports like this. And this morning, suddenly I saw something from Elizabeth Onyene. A letter she's done to the BBC.
Yeah, Mami Elizabeth.
The hypocrisy is too much. Yeah, penny for more my no. Hypocrisy is too much. Nyachum no a dos dodo. The way we are behaving. Say let's be bold enough to tell this government say it is failing us. Yeah, businesses around the world no. Reputations like this and the Ghanaian passport we carry no. And why?
Okay, wrap up.
Yeah, I mean,
they were fairly questioned.
We were told say Anado was a civil rights activist. We were told say
he
Anado
was
a freedom fighter. We were told say Onini.
He was, and he continues to be.
And I want to make it clear.
He's not
that the credentials of
you
Nanado,
might have a challenge with exhibition.
The credentials of Nanado as a human rights lawyer, as an astute lawyer, is impeccable. Nobody can challenge it. And he knows it.
Action speaks
louder than words. Who are law school? Nanado law cases now you were reading to write exams.
Action speaks louder than words.
But you yourself.
On the issue of law.
Okay, so
some of the principles are almost or law school, and the Supreme Court have 10 most of it outside now. You know,
when he was in law school, cases. His credentials about
you should be worried about this report because of time.
Answer question.
Every well-meaning Ghanaian should be worried, and I am. The fact that if I say I should be comfortable with everything. If you drop her, it's not good. Abain must find a way of changing the statistic. I know some of the indicators, no, Abain does not have a control. They see what Ada Ampofo-Adjei radio station had nothing to do with governments per se.
But was it not government officials? Was anybody sanctioned?
Pacho. I mean, Kasa.
There
are some of the things.
After some of these,
it corrects the reputation.
But then the point I'm making is some of the things now, as indicators, no. Sometimes you don't have control. You don't have control over it. Some of them, Abain does not have control over it. But as a government, you know, we have to find a way of clearly changing the statistics. That I agree with my brother. Say we cannot continue say air conform. But the point I'm making is meaning is what here. If you feel about it.
Yeah, buy a quiet attitude.
What the president who's here?
But you know the trust we used to get.
Yeah.
Oh, dear man.
I'm about to move from Kasa radio so out the radio so Kasa near from. Would DMC in tell you? You call the two what?
We need to change this. When government changes,
I'm not aware. So I'm not aware.
Wait a moment.
Abain Sisa.
And
then tell the MPP followers.
Okay.
Anybody who are challenged with E-Levy be only Musaid. So it's not a matter of attempt.
It's a matter of education.
That's it.
It's a matter of education.
This weekend, Bridget told you.
It's a matter of education.
And you know,
on E-Levy,
it's a matter of education.
I have done transactions on some
so if you have experience,
yes. And others too have done transactions. Mobile money, 100 Ghana cedi.
But we said GRE.
And on other platforms.
They should not relax. Yeah, should not relax. There are time and
when there's a new system,
that's the pass out the embrace of
this kind of challenge.
Onyame Adom China. Thank you so much. We put so much premium on it.